Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Wolfsburg, Germany. We are at the Volkswagen home. This is a Disneyland for car lovers of the Volkswagen group brands like Porsche, Lamborghini, Bentley, Seat, Skoda, and so many more. We're going to look at them all today, and we're also going to have a look around here because it's a very special place. It's also a great place if you love contemporary architecture because they have commissioned various international, national architects to design the different pavilions for the different sub-brands. So we're going to take a look at those and a whole lot more. Well, there's one hotel at this whole complex. It's a Ritz-Carlton. It's behind me. That's where I'm staying. It's a fancy hotel. I guess they've got fancy guests that come and buy fancy cars, and they try and impress them. It's very clinical, sterile, I think is the right word. Absolutely professional, perfect, but it kind of just lacks, I'd say, character. So now that I'm all checked into this hotel, I just wanted to mention that I drove here today from Gent and spent the night in Gent last night. Gent is worth a mention. It is a small town in Belgium. A lot of people go to Belgium and they go to Brussels, which is good, or they go to Bruges because they've heard of the movie In Bruges, which is worth watching, and also Bruges is good. But Gent is the place to be. I had an office in there for a number of years. We had a business in Belgium and I used to go all the time. I've got a friend that lives there. It is very, very cool. So some of these pictures that you can see now are taken in and around Gent earlier this morning. So that's Gent. Let's get back to our regular schedule program. Okay, so this is the Lamborghini room, which is pretty special, obviously. And we've got a big range. So let's take a little wander. It's actually going to close in 5 minutes, so I have to be quite quick. So we've got a Gallardo LP570, an Aventador V12, a nice orange Diablo GT hypercar. It's Lamborghini's first all-wheel drive car. A Revuelto. This one has got 3 e-motors, V12, 350 kph. A Urus in the middle. And this Countach is probably my favourite. Broke tradition in the naming of cars after bulls when the legend designer shouted out Countach, which apparently means, or is an expression of great admiration in his own language. Okay, as we come into this room, some old cars, and the only one I really like out of this lot is the Citroen DS19, 1956. It's a fantastic colour. It's a minty green. Absolutely brilliant, and the actual interior of this is in a sage kind of color. The spec on this is amazing. This would be an awesome piece of machinery to own. So we're walking through into what appears to be the Volkswagen section, and some old Volkswagens. And then some Beetles, which are cool, but we won't linger too long on them. This is a 2003, obviously. Nice colours, beautiful. And then we have a Ford Model T. And another Beetle down here. Okay, that's probably enough of the Beetle section. Let's wander down these stairs, and I did see some more Porsche down here, so that's what we like. We like Porsche content, do we not? What have we got? So we've got a 1989 Turbo Cabriolet and a 1998 Turbo S. Both very cool. Probably some of the coolest things we've seen so far. And then there's this, which we're now into Porsche racing, which has got the livery there, the Rothmans livery, which is too kind of woke to put that on anymore, so we have to call it Rough Roads. 1983. What can I tell you about this car? Nothing, but I'm sure you can Google it. And then we have a Panamera Turbo. We can walk right past that. It's a 1982 Turbo that we're dealing with here. Check out those wheels. Pretty awesome. This has got a beautiful wine burgundy interior. It's got the silver exterior, and of course a lovely whale tail. What's cool about this place is, actually you can see it from up there on the roof as well. See that? So this is pretty cool. I'm going to feature this because this is a 1965 Mini. It's the 1 millionth Mini, allegedly. What I love about this is it is the same spec as my first car, as in it's got the red interior, it's the cream white exterior. Mine was a 71, but yeah, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. As we come through here, another Golf Cabriolet. What were they thinking with that roof, I wonder? This Saab 99 Turbo in a minty green is particularly cool, so you're going to see that. Let's take a look at that. Quite good. I do love the little details on this, like that little antenna above the petrol cap, which is completely exterior to the car. And then in this one, it's got a green leather or green suede interior. Sorry, it's very hard to tell. I don't know if I can creep. Look at that, sneak in there. You can just see it if I sneak the camera. We're now walking through the Duft Tunnel. Or you might know it as a tunnel of flowers in pots. Well, here we are at the Porsche Pavilion. It's probably my favorite of all of them. I think the architecture here is particularly impressive, or should I say the engineering is impressive, and I think that's what they've gone for. They've gone for this whole idea that engineering excellence at Porsche translates to engineering excellence in architecture, and this overhanging hood, I guess, like the hood of a Porsche, is a good example of that. So let's take a look. As they say here, am Autostadt ich mich mache Karte de Wagen, von dem Trame Natfahren, also bischlich ich in mehr Sibis in Bahn. Well, just for you, I followed my dreams. No words, just many, many wing mirrors. So behind me we have the Volkswagen Pavilion, but what's really cool about this is if you're a customer and you've just purchased your Volkswagen, you can arrange to have it collected here. And it starts its journey on one of these two silos where all the cars that have just been produced are stored, and then your car will be robotically taken on a special lift down through the silo underground, and then ultimately it'll be delivered over here in this building. That's pretty cool. This is where you line up to buy your Volkswagen once you've been around and decided which one you want. Go in there, pay wave, job done. We've got the ID something or other, and we've got, I don't know, is it a Passat? And then we've got a red one. But let's come through, because what I'm interested in is icons coming home. What is it? Of course, it's the GTI Club Sport. This is the car for the boy racer, the girl racer, the trans racer, the LGBTQ racer. This is the car for every person. I told you this was a place where people meet cars. Sandwiched between the T-Rock, we've actually got some cool cars. So I see what they did here. They put a 1991 Golf next to a T-Rock, trying to trick you into buying that, and then next to the Carmen Gear 1974. This one gets a thumbs up. This couple down here is working out what their dream brand is with Volkswagen Group. What is their dream brand? That is the question. I've just followed them, and it looks like their dream brand could be the Golf R. Well, at least that's what he wants. I think she is probably wanting a Seat. Something safe, something for the family. But he's thought, I'm going to try and convince her to get a Golf R. And why wouldn't you? What we like about Volkswagen is they're inclusive but mysterious. We've got another young couple here, and the guy is clearly trying to convince his partner to go the Golf R. I don't know where those guys are going, but me, I'm going up here to timeless mobility and culture and driving. Okay, let's go. So I think this one's my level because it's called level green, and that's because everything's green in this room. Let's go and check it out. Interesting. Oh, I see what they're trying to do. It's green wash. They're trying to green wash me with climate change and sustainability information. That's what it is. So just feel the green wash over you gently. This is about the environment.
Yeah.
Green washing. Is that what you call it?
What?
What do they call it in English? Green wash? Is that what it's called?
Level green.
Oh, is that how you say it in Germany? Oh, okay.
Finally, it's me level green.
But it's like green washing.
Ah, yeah, it's the same.
Same. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's the same. Green washing. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, so we've got an example here of iconic design. It's the very famous lounge chair, 1956, and it's next to this, the Volkswagen, the people's car. It's been cut in half, so you can see right inside, which is pretty cool. Haven't seen one that's been cut in half before. And then we've got some buses, which I do like that split screen bus, very, very cool. And then next to it, the ID Buzz. And then we got the Pac-Man, which is nice. We like that. That's very cool. Pac-Man on the wall. Next to the 80s Audi Quattro, which we do like. And next to a Commodore 64, which is interesting. And a Casio synthesizer and a brown calculator. And then over here we've got a another brown designed record player, which is beautiful. Hello?
Hello, just as short information.
Okay. So that helpful lady just told me that where they have a picture with the camera crossed out, it's copy protected. So don't use that on the internet. So for example, this one here, I can't show you. I can't show you that. I can't show you that because that's copy protected. But this stuff here is absolutely fine. This is fine. This fine. This one, not fine. This one, fine. Now the little 1983 GTI, very nice, very cool. I imagine this is just one of the ones they took out of the factory and never delivered because it is absolutely mint. This is what they would have looked like when they came out of the factory from new, which is pretty rare to find. Quite nice to see. So behind me we've got Audi, or you might know it as Audi, or Audi. Yeah, that's the pavilion for them right behind us. Let's go and have a look. Come on, I think we're going to find some good stuff in there. Well, here we are outside the e-tron, RS e-tron GT in a glorious red. I want to show you this one because it's got a really interesting spec on the interior. Let's take a little look. And this one here has got a beautiful soft leather, and I think this leather, it's like a vintage leather, almost feels like the leather that's in my old 928 from the 1990s. It's got Alcantara steering wheel, and it's got a kind of a plastic carbon fibery kind of finish. One thing I'm noticing is the RS is actually backlit now, and it's no longer just a sticker. I do love this car. It's a shame that I had to turn mine back because it just wasn't working, and it certainly wasn't giving the range. This one's touted to have 538 kilometers range. I don't believe it. I would say 360. But still, it's a great car. It's a great looking car. And I do like it in the red. This gets a thumbs up. We also have some more Audi design kind of innovation here, which is the e-tron foil, which I guess is an electric foil. It is beautifully designed. I mean, I'm not into foiling on the water, but you know, that's pretty cool. I like it a lot. But I do have to wonder, why don't they just spend the time making that car work rather than wasting time building that? So these are all future Volkswagen owners. And then they either come and work at the factory or they buy something from the factory. Either way, it's win-win. This guy's working the electric mower. Much prefer that than having to stand in those pavilions all day. Well, next up we have Skoda, the car preferred by the New Zealand Policing Service. So not necessarily my favourite brand, but let's take a look anyway. This is pretty good. This is like barista grade water. Pretty good. It's pretty warm out there. It must be like 26 degrees. I think this has got a bit of a prostate issue. It's coming out really slow, but let's see. Let's do the taste test. Factory filtered to perfection. Hang on, who's this guy? Kind of showcasing what a typical Skoda driver looks like. Hi. Yep. Hello. Hello, Skoda driver. What do I do? Oh, he's the co-founder. Slightly weird, and his pants are very tight. And like all good things, this too must come to an end. This has been Autostadt in Wolfsburg, Germany. Is it a place you should come and visit? Yes, I think so. If you happen to be in the area, which you almost certainly won't be, because it is in the middle of nowhere. It's a place to reconnect with your soulmate brand from the Volkswagen group, whether that is Seat or CUPRA or Porsche or Lamborghini or whatever it happens to be. And you saw that example of that young couple walking through here. I think that typifies what this place really is. Anyway, it's fantastic, definitely worth a visit. So until I see you next time, like, subscribe, comment down below, and that's all from me.